right, you smarty-pants sleuths. Here are 10 riddles and short detective stories to test your logic. If you're looking for a fun and engaging activity that will also be useful for your brain, then look no further. Here's a collection of 10 fine riddles and detective stories with a twist to give the whole family a proper mental workout. Riddles, invented back in the days of Babylon, can improve your vocabulary and even help older people avoid dementia. Do you need any further reasons to solve them all? Now, before you turn on your Sherlock mode, take a second to subscribe to The Bright Side of Life to be the first to get all our awesome updates. Now that we're all set, let's get down to business. Number 1. Which door is safe? Some of our choices, like what kind of coffee to get, can make or ruin just one day of our lives. Others, like which door to choose to escape from danger, are a little bit more life-changing. So, here's a riddle about one of the latter. One morning, little Mary was trapped in a castle in Costa Rica. There were 4 doors, but only one led to freedom. The doors opened up to the following. 1. Lava that would immediately melt anyone. 2. A killer clown that would beat any person to death. This guy looks like he just broke free from the set of It. Yikes! 3. A deadly frost that would freeze her at once. A door to Siberia, perhaps. 4. Cops that would immediately shoot any man or woman indiscriminately. Which door should she choose? Alright, we'll give you 10 seconds to think it over. You better give it all you got. Mary's life depends on it, you know. Here comes the answer. Mary should pick door number 4. While shooting cops don't sound like much fun, pay attention to the wording of this option. The cops would shoot any man or woman, but Mary isn't an adult. Number 2. The Eiffel Tower. Millions of tourists from all over the world dream of visiting the Eiffel Tower, taking pictures in front of it, giving them hashtags, #Paris, #travel, and even getting well-deserved likes. Guy de Maupassant would never have taken a selfie with that construction in the back, even if selfies had been a thing in his lifetime. Why? Because he hated the Eiffel Tower. Every day, he had lunch in the one place where it couldn't be seen. What was that place? Use all your knowledge of the French capital to name that secret location. Time's up. Are you ready? The answer is pure genius. He ate in the restaurant located at the base of the tower. He couldn't see the tower from there. Get it? Number 3. A murder in the sauna. It's getting hot in here. 4 friends regularly visited the sauna together. They always brought something with them. Jack, a musician, took an iPod with him to listen to music. Steve, a banker, took a thermos to drink from. Patrick and Michael were lawyers and took documents to read. One day, Patrick was found dead. He was killed by a sharp object. The police came immediately and conducted an investigation. They found nothing. Can you give the police a helping hand, or rather your sharp mind, and explain how this could have happened? You've got 10 seconds for the task. Patrick was killed by Steve, who brought an ice shard in his thermos. The murder weapon had melted by the time the cops arrived. How clever and cruel of him. Number 4. An angry wife. Pete called his wife and said he'd be home at 8. He arrived at 8:05. They had no special plans, but his wife was still angry that he was late. You better not mess with an angry wife, you know. Can you guess why she was so mad? Time's up! The answer is pretty simple. There are 2 8 o'clocks every day. Pete should have returned at 8 p.m., but he came home at 8:05 a.m. the next day. No wonder she got so mad. Number 5. A fly in the coffee. Brendan sat in the coffee shop and found a fly in his drink. How disgusting! He asked the waitress to bring him another coffee. After receiving the new cup and taking a sip, he became angry. Brendan realized that it was the same cup of coffee that he had had in the first place. How did he know that it was the same cup of coffee? Maybe he was a coffee expert, able to identify even the slightest difference in taste? Well, in fact, it doesn't take a coffee expert to get this one right. The second coffee was already sweetened. Brendan had put sugar in his first cup before finding the fly. Number 6. A broken statuette. John was alone at home and heard something fall in his wife's room. He entered and saw that her favorite statuette was broken. At that moment, someone ran out of the room. John tried to catch up with the stranger. When outside, the lenses on his glasses fogged up because of the cold weather. He could see nothing, giving the stranger the opportunity to disappear. John told this story to a policeman, but he refused to investigate the case. The cop asked him to stop lying and admit that he had broken the statue. Was John's story actually fake, or was the policeman too lazy to start a proper investigation? We'll give you 10 seconds to figure it out. The truth is that John's story was fake after all. John ran out into the street while chasing a stranger. But eyeglass lenses don't fog up when a person comes out of a warm room and into the cold. He was just afraid to confess to his wife that he had broken her favorite statuette. Let's move on to more serious stuff. You've got a murder to investigate. Number 7. Mr. James is dead. Mr. James was found dead in his room. The room had no window, and the door was locked. The only 4 people who had a key to the room were questioned. Sophia, the maid, said, "I came to wake up Mr. James. When I saw him dead, I screamed." John, the butler, claimed that, "When I heard the scream, I ran into the room, turned on the light, and saw Mr. James with a knife in his neck." Sarah, the governess, told us the following, "I rushed up alongside John. When he turned on the light, the room was all bloody." Finally, Jack, the cook, reassured us that I was prepping breakfast and didn't see anything. So it looks like all the suspects have an alibi. Or do they? Can you guess who killed Mr. James? We'll give you 10 seconds, as per usual. It was Sophia. If the room was dark, she couldn't have seen Mr. James lying there, unless she already knew it. Number 8. A familiar stranger. Stan met a stranger he'd never seen before. Stan had heard about him, but no descriptions of his appearance were ever mentioned. He wasn't famous. Nevertheless, Stan understood immediately who the guy was. How is this possible? You've got 10 seconds to unveil the mystery. Well, Some people just look more alike than others. The guy Stan met was the twin brother of one of his friends. Number 9. A closed car. A man was shot in a car. There were no traces of gunpowder on his clothes. That meant that the murderer wasn't inside the car when he shot him. There were no bullet holes in the car. In addition, all of the doors and windows were closed. How could they have killed him? We give you 10 seconds to find the answer. So, did you manage to crack this riddle? The man was in a convertible. The murderer shot him and then closed the roof. Number 10. A key to treasure. An adventurer found a treasure chest in a cave that was guarded by a pirate. He had 3 keys: gold, silver, and black. But only one of them could open the chest. The pirate would give the adventurer only one chance to reach the treasure. If he chose the right key, he would take the chest. If he chose incorrectly, the pirate would kill him right there. The only clue was this cipher: TGKHOEELYDEN. Which is the right key? Try to figure it out. Someone's life depends on it, you know. Now that your 10 seconds are up, we still won't give you the answer you've been waiting for. Hey, this is actually a bonus. Keeping the answer to ourselves is the answer to the bonus question. How do you frustrate Brightsiders? No, really, I just made that up. So shoot me. So how about you share your solution to the last riddle in the comments instead? Did you manage to solve all the riddles? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to give us a like, forgive me for that last thing, and click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.